Hello everyone, it's really good to be back. I hope you had an amazing week. And as always, I am here with a new video and sorry for my grammatical mistakes, but today I'm going to talk a lot about one book because I'm going to do my first review and I'm really excited about that. So you will be probably asking yourself, which book are you going to talk about today? The Shock of the Fall by Nathan Fielder. Um, as I said before, I bought this book during my year abroad, and as I saw you in my first book haul video, which was huge, I bought this beauty and I read it during that year. The important thing is that I have here The Shock of the Fall by Nathan Fielder and published by Boro Press. This story, as I said in the book haul, is about our main character Matthew, and I'm not going to talk. I'm going to read the blurb of the book, which says, "I'll tell you what happened because it will be a good way to introduce my brother. His name's Simon. I think you're going to like him. I really do. But in a couple of pages, he'll be dead." And he was never the same after that. To start with, I should say that this book is not exactly what I was expecting it would be. As you hear from this shocking beginning, we are in front of a character with a lot of problems and past, and here you will be in his point of view because he will write a book about his life and you will read it as soon as he writes it. I mean, the way he explains his life is not chronological or not exactly chronological, so you will read pieces written in different forms, maybe computer typing or typewriting sort of typing, or maybe notes, and you will put the pieces together to see how Matt's life is. So, starting with that, I have to say that this book deals with mental illness. So, if this is a topic that it doesn't appeal to you, or you don't feel okay by reading it, avoid this book. But if it happened like me, that I was intrigued by how this topic was treated here, it's completely yours. I mean, the good thing about this book is because you only have his point of view, you will explore his personality and his way of seeing life more, although you will also have access to his point of view, his relationship, with his family, like his dad and his mom and other relatives really close to him. One thing that impressed me is that how the typewriting was important in the book, and short how short lines could give you a shock, could impress the reader more than a huge paragraph. It was very impressive how Nathan Fielder style of writing, normally using short sentences, gives you this effect of loneliness or completes aspects of Matt's life that you weren't expecting to find more than a huge paragraph. And I think being able to transmit all of that emotion with only short sentences, or mainly that, is very important. I think it's really nice to have that, because maybe sometimes we tend to think that short sentences don't get that grip of emotion that we normally need in a book like this. It's a very psychological book, so you will not have a lot of action. It's more slow-paced sort of a story that develops while you are meeting these characters, and it's really nice to see how the other characters affect Matt's life through the book. Again, all of these are the things that impressed me the most while I was reading it. But however, I also found some bits that I wasn't really agree with, or I had trouble with. You see, maybe it's because I am mostly not English native speaker, but at some points there were points in which, mainly in the beginning, I had trouble uh, understanding how was the story developing. Probably because it was the beginning, because it's not a usual chronological linear story told by different characters or by a narrator. No, here you have a fragmented life, very well disposed, but a fragmented life in which you have to pick up the pieces and make the general image out of the details that you have. But in the beginning, I was a little bit lost, and I also had trouble connecting with the main protagonist. Sometimes it's not that I wasn't connecting. Sorry, it's more that I wasn't caring for him as I normally do for my characters or for the other characters I really like. I think this lack of connection is what forced me to give him three stars in Goodreads. It's not a bad book. It's a really good book. It's just that although it has all these beautiful qualities that I really like, it had times in which I wasn't sure about how I was going to support this character when I wasn't caring for him. But one way or the other, I think this book should be read by anyone because it gives you a new, fresh, I consider fresh, start on a topic that is not normally treated in YA. So for now, this is everything. I hope you pick this book up and you tell me what you think while you are reading it, or if you have already read it. Sorry, if you have read it, just write me down what you think. Subscribe to the channel if you like the video, or I don't know, give it like, press the like button, or follow me on Facebook or Twitter or Goodreads.